Almost on cue, the fighters all scattered in different directions. The sentinels were quick to follow their plan. "None of them get away!" Gold yelled. "Was that the last one?" Olympian thought to Prism. "I'm not picking up anything else. Come on in," Prism thought. Prism greeted Olympian as he came through the open hangar. "You gave me a big scare with the nuke." "You? Look at this!" Olympian turned to show her where the hair was missing on the back of his head and blisters spotted his neck. "Why didn't you say something? You need to see a healer." "Finish the mission, then I'll see a healer. My healer, Bioforce." Olympian walked past her and headed to their room downstairs. Prism went into the hangar that Cosmos and Jack were working in. "How are we doing?" "You just need to check our work," Jack said as she stood back from the big birds. "Really? That quick?" "Well, let me start checking systems. While you do that, I'll see how I can be of use," Cosmos said as he jogged out of the room. In the London Command Center, Miss Waldron was still working furiously to keep everyone up to date with what she knew. Cosmos walked slowly in wearing his black and gold armor. Other superheroes in the room stopped to point at him. Cosmos felt all eyes on him as he approached Miss Waldron. "Let Virtuoso know that I'm ready to help," Cosmos said. "No need. I have one here that's up your alley," Miss Waldron said. "What?" Miss Waldron showed Cosmos a map. "Here, in the Netherlands. These points in their dams have been destroyed. Repair the damage and move the water back out before people start to drown." "Got it." Cosmos took the map and left the room. In the hangar, Cosmos put his helmet on and checked the seal. The force bubble that he now erected was his first line of protection and the armor the second. The force bubble rose straight up and over the Netherlands. Cosmos stared at the map and found what must be the location she was talking about. As he descended closer, he could see where the North Sea had been flowing onto the land. Cosmos used his power to make the water start flowing back out to sea. "Are those dams, dikes, or levees?" he thought to himself as he found the breaks that were letting water in. Repairing the walls was easy. Waiting for all the water to flow out was a little longer. Cosmos feared shoving the water out too fast. He thought he might harm something else or cause a tidal wave. "Cosmos? This is Miss Waldron. Can you hear me?" Cosmos heard in his earpiece. "Communications are back up?" Cosmos said. "The first bird is up over London and working perfect. I can even see you from above. Who's putting them up?" "We have Olympian, Ranger, Arthur, and Glimmer's father from Paris helping. Everyone is working on it. If you get back here quick enough, Prism might give you one or two to move. I have just a few minutes here and I'll be done." Cosmos started pushing the water a little harder. A few minutes later, Cosmos contacted Miss Waldron. "I'm on my way back in." "Good. Arthur wants to see you and Darkspeed," Miss Waldron said. "Coming." In the command center, Arthur took both Cosmos and Darkspeed into a side conference room. "If Vector is after Cosmos, we can't let him get him. Cosmos, we have to be careful where you go, and you can't go on missions alone." "Fair enough," Darkspeed continued. "Connors once told me to have our stealth protect Cosmos. Her precognition would keep him from ever being caught off guard. Do you think that's enough? His force bubble is pretty much impenetrable. If someone warns him of danger, I think he'll be safe. Cosmos, has anyone ever been able to get through your force bubble?" "Connors could pop it, but he was Omni," Cosmos said. "Then I'm giving you an order to have she with you when you leave here. Is that clear?" Arthur asked. "What about Glimmer? She's second stealth and has the same precognition as she. Is that Mr. Dumont's daughter?" "That's her," Darkspeed answered. "All right, either of them would be fine. Cosmos, make sure you take one of the stealths with you. Darkspeed, you stay here," Arthur said. As Cosmos left, Darkspeed looked at Arthur and asked, "What is it?" "I underestimated what a help you and your teammates would be. You're doing a good job, and I wanted you to know so. The number of bombings has nearly halted after their satellites went down. I'm putting you in charge of all rescue efforts. When something comes in, Miss Waldron will contact you." "Me? I should be in the field." "I'd like to be in the field too. Leadership is a curse you have to embrace." "Thanks," Darkspeed said with sarcasm. "What's next for you, now that the comms are up?" "We just need to stop the bleeding and get a handle on the squads that have been doing the attacking. Any ideas?" "I was just thinking of what to do on the rescue side, and it may apply to the combat side. I think it's important to not just stop the incoming damage, but to rebuild. I was going to assign Cosmos to Tokyo first. There I'll have him rebuild and harden a new hull. If you ask me, and you did, I think you need to carry the fight to them. I'll work on that. Get Cosmos out to Tokyo. Rebuilding is a great idea," Arthur said as he turned to leave the room. "Hey, wait a second." "What is it?" "Before I do anything, I need to consult with my team. It's something Connors taught me about good decision-making." "Then you do that. Connors never steered any of us wrong." I was hoping you and Prism could come. Use the conference room off the command center and call me when you're all ready. I have things to do until then. Arthur finished and left the room quickly. Darkspeed touched his earpiece and told every member of First Team to meet him as soon as they could. He then contacted Dr. DeClute and asked her to meet them also. Virtuoso said she would have to bring some people in from the field and it may take a few minutes. Darkspeed told her to hurry. It was important. Once Arthur, Dr. DeClute, the rest of First Team, and most of the other alphas in training were in the conference room, Darkspeed began. I know everyone has questions about what's happened today, and we'll try to get to all of them. But first, we have to address the most important issue. Vector is calling the pace of the fight. He's basically in charge right now. All villains have a goal, and Vector is no different. He's smarter and better trained, but he must have a goal. Simple. He wants all of us dead, Dr. DeClute said. I don't think so, she continued. I looked at the blast marks on the understructure of our Alpha dorm. It was meant to be impressive, but not kill. Vector let most of us live and escape. Cosmos here is the only one he was truly after, Darkspeed said. Why Cosmos? To try and get him? Arthur asked. Dr. DeClute interrupted and said, the same reason he wanted Alex, for his blood. Vector believes that the Omni power resides in the blood, and I'm sure he thinks he can find a way to use it as a weapon. Then we have to make sure he doesn't get to either of the boys, Prism said. That's why the dorm was a soft explosion and only killed 4 of the red shirts, Darkspeed said. Cosmos knew the red shirts well and didn't think 4 of them were gone. Who were the 4? Hollow, Armory, Kron, and Oracle, Darkspeed said. We need to understand what he's doing and try to anticipate his next... Cosmos cut Darkspeed off. Kron wasn't a red shirt, and he didn't die in the dorm. He must have died during the battle. I pulled him out of the dorm myself. He was dead from the explosion. She jumped in and said, Cosmos is right. We were tracking the progress other teams were making. Red shirts have 10 or less norms of durability. Kron had 500. No, that's not what I meant, Cosmos continued. I can feel power when it's used. After the healers brought me around, near the dugouts, before I was hit again, I tried to feel around me to see what was going on. I know I felt Kron's power. Wait! Dr. DeClute blurted. Darkspeed, what exactly did you see when Omni was destroyed? Well, something struck me, like an end gun, and knocked me back. When I popped up, it looked like Connor's was frozen. I just thought my own speed was turned up really high from being hit. Cosmos didn't feel Kron's time powers, he just felt something like his time powers. Then Connor's might not be destroyed, just moved in time, Arthur said. I told you Vector couldn't destroy Omni, Olympian said. Virtuoso started speaking fast. That's why he killed Kron and IQ. Kron is the only one with time powers that I know of, and IQ would be smart enough to undo whatever Vector did. Kron's time powers were never strong enough to undo what Vector did, she added. No, but he would have known that it was done. Our first priority has to be to get Omni back, if at all possible and at any cost, Dr. DeClute said. Our first priority is to protect the public, Arthur said. The sad reality is, that's what Vector wants you to do. He knows your playbook better than you, and he's not afraid of you or any of us for that matter. Vector does, however, fear Omni. She's right, Prism said. He didn't show his face until Omni was out of the picture. Well, unless someone has a time machine I don't know about, I think we're just talking. Connors could be anywhere. The past, the future. Dr. DeClute cut him off and said, he could only be in the past. How would you know that? Arthur asked. It was a great secret once, but I guess it doesn't matter now. Omni had some technology from the future. Vector tried to steal it on Black Monday, the day he tried to kill off the rest of his team. But Connors stopped him, the real Connors. Wait, Connors is Omni, right? Ranger asked. Connors was Omni's son, Jack Connors. Manchester Jack? Bioforce asked. What do you mean was? She asked. Manchester Jack died. Vector killed him during the final battle where Vector had his arm severed. Omni wanted Jack's name to live on, and he wanted to be able to run Alpha without being bothered. Omni retired, and Connors took over Alpha, Dr. DeClute said. I was taught how to fight by Omni, Olympian said softly. Back to your point, Arthur said. Omni had access to technology from the future. Was a time machine part of that technology?